Good Wednesday afternoon. This is Michael Mitchell with Madison County Weather Updates. I want to try to make this as fast as possible because I'm just taking a quick break. But I do want to update you on what's going on with the snow potential for tomorrow night into Friday morning and then again Saturday because there are some data differences. I'm going to make this as fast as possible, not super in depth, but I just want to explain to you what the European and GFS are doing that's making them so different from the other data. And the main thing is this is the European 12Z. It's got a 1025 high pressure pressing down into the United States with the 1020 millibars coming all the way down and into Nebraska. Then it's got the high pressure, properly positioned high pressure back here, but it's 1031. That's too strong. This storm that's departing, excuse me, it has it about right on strength and location, but it's these two high pressures, and then this Euro actually has the central pressure of the low pretty close to what it actually is. So it's just these two high pressures, and how they're going to direct the low is the difference in how the European and GFS are handling this coming system versus the higher resolution data. So drives me nuts that it does this. So here's a look, kind of real world from College of DuPage, and here's 1004 millibar low starting to move in. But the 1020, this high up here is only 1020, and it's way up here in near the border of North and South Dakota, and points north, and then the core of the high pressure back here over the west. It's a kind of an elongated high pressure, but it's considerably lower than what the Euro has. So these two high pressures are much lower. That's going to play a little different. They're going to have less influence on this low pressure. They're still going to influence, don't get me wrong, but I think the suppressing uh, amount on it is going to be less than what the GFS and Euro have. So that said, here's what the GFS is doing with the wave tomorrow night into Friday. It's got the core of the heaviest snow way down here to the south of I-74 and I-70, and the Europeans doing something very similar. And then as you move on through and we get to the Saturday system, then it runs it exactly along the same track. And so it's putting down heavy snow along this exact same track down here, and total giving Madison County between 2 and 4 inches of snow by Saturday. European, because it's even stronger with that high pressure dropping down out of Canada, it suppresses it even farther and only gives Madison County about an inch with that first wave of snow. And then as you go into the second one, it comes a little bit farther north, and then gives us about 3 inches with the second wave on Saturday. I would say if their tracks are going to be different, it would actually be probably opposite, where the first one would come farther north, the second one would come a little more flat and a little bit farther south, because that first one's going to kind of alter the storm track a little bit. That's what those two global models have. So here's a look at the high resolution rapid refresh model 18Z. It just finished running. And first thing before we get into tomorrow is that it's picking up this wraparound snow from the departing system. And you can see this finger, it's got it coming all the way down into Delaware County, putting down about an inch of snow, maybe more up toward Marion, and dusting to maybe an inch in Madison County. If this is a little bit farther to the southwest, we could pick up more snow. A little farther to the northeast, we could get less. So all I'm going to tell you is just in the overnight hours tonight and in the morning, don't be surprised if the ground is coated with some snow. Not saying it's going to happen, but it is possible depending on the wind direction as that low pressure departs. So then we move on from that and we wait, and here comes our first storm system. This is around 5 p.m. tomorrow. 6, 7, 8, and by 8 o'clock it begins to put down some snow that's going to stick. And you can see this strong northwest to southeast angle that this has. This makes sense, and then it makes sense for the second one to come a little more west to east, and which is something that a lot of the data is been struggling to see. But we'll focus on this first wave first, and HRRR brings it through. It keeps the core of the heaviest snow kind of right where it's been. Again, you got to take about an inch off of this for the lake effect that might occur tonight. So overall, it's putting down a 3 to 5 inch snowfall tomorrow night into Friday morning for this area. So again, the potential, and you can see it's much farther north because it's a lot closer with the where the real world pressures are right now, if I could speak. And so that's kind of why I'm showing you this one. Here's the 18Z RRFS, which is a high resolution American model as well. Again, here's a finger of snow coming down tonight. It also, like the HRRR, focuses it more toward Delaware County with an inch plus of snow. But again, just a little waver in that could mean a big difference. So if you're anywhere between Hamilton County and Delaware County, Tipton County, Grant County, don't be surprised by the ground being covered in snow in the morning. And then here's the RRFS run for the 12Z run for the snowfall again tomorrow night into Friday morning. Very similar to HRRR. It's putting down, probably a 2 to 4 inch snowfall across the area, about the same kind of path. The 12Z was starting to pick up the Saturday system, and it's doing something that makes a little more sense. Let me switch views on this instead of mounts. Let me switch to the simulated radar. So after that first system moves through, here we are at about 11 o'clock Saturday morning, and you see the Saturday wave coming through, and you see it's a little more from the west to east, slightly northwest to southeast, but a lot more. It's a little flatter, and that makes more sense. It does suppress it mostly to the south. I think its northern edge will fill in better than that. I still think we've got it, in my opinion, after showing you this data and stuff and showing you all these numbers. My opinion is that tomorrow night's system into Friday morning, I think we're in a 2 to 4 inch snowfall here across Madison County and adjoining counties. On Saturday, I think we're in a 1 to 3 inch snowfall with the heavier snow farther, a little more down in the I-70 corridor and south. So we'll see how this all plays out and how it looks, as we get into tomorrow. But that's the way things look right now. Again, in my opinion, we start to see snowfall begin to stick tomorrow evening, maybe between 7 and 9 p.m. at the current pace. And then by the time we're getting up Friday morning, I would expect school delays, if not some closures in rural areas, and a 2 to 4 inch snowfall. Overachievement on these is very possible because of the cold air that's available to them. So I'm expecting 2 to 4 tomorrow night into Friday morning, another 1 to 3 on Saturday, and with the idea that overachievement on either one of those, but especially the first one, is very possible. So I'll update you as this gets a little closer and comes into better focus, and I'll get a 7-day forecast out to you later on. And as always, thank you so much for supporting this page financially. If you do, thank you so much to the page sponsors. If you don't support the page and you can, please, please, please do so and help me keep this thing going, especially with this kind of an active winter staring us in the face. The other thing behind this snow is going to be frigid temperatures, lows Sunday morning and Monday morning around, if not below zero. So that's another thing that's coming behind this. So this is Michael Mitchell with Madison County Weather Updates. Have a great day.